Hey guys, it's been a little bit. My apologies for the brief hiatus, whatever you want to call it, break, delay. A lot of things happened. First and foremost, as you saw, my car got hit, and that consumed most of my life leading up to the week straight I was in Mexico with all of my friends and some of my family. And so a lot has happened lately, and I haven't gotten the time to sit down and do this. I probably should have given a better warning, but oops, you know? But yeah, funny enough, today's episode, I had Dylan come on, and we kind of sat down and we just kind of talked about our trip in Mexico. I haven't really done a storytelling episode before, and that was kind of just what this one turned into, and it was great. I really enjoy the flexibility of being able to make an episode whatever feels right, and that was what felt the most organic, and I think it's really fun. I hope you guys like it. We had a lot of fun putting it together, and yeah, I'm still dealing with a lot of personal life stuff. That's why this didn't make it to Tuesday. It's going to be a Wednesday release because Tuesday I am picking up my rental car, which is going to be my thing for a little bit as well. So we got stuff going on, we got stuff going on. But nonetheless, we were able to crank out an episode here. Ton of fun. I really think you guys will like it, and I hope you enjoy. Without being too much of a drag, here's Dylan with our fun Mexico Cabo storytelling episode. I don't know what which episode it is. So you guys know it's on the title. Thank you very much, and let's kick it off. Bye.
Hi, shithead.
I was waiting for him to hop in and make an appearance.
Hello. You can't get on the table, though.
Any words for the people?
Let me try to squeeze him harder.
We'll make him say something.
Get on the table. Face this way. No.
For the audio only, the cat is out.
Have we started?
Yeah.
Is this where you're going?
We're recording. I'll just start it wherever.
I burped earlier.
Yeah,
I did
that's
not
fine.
think we were recording.
No, I mean, we're recording. It just doesn't mean that the episode has started unless it does.
Okay. Who knows, man? I'm waiting for my Captain America to take the lead. Stop putting your paw up, dude.
I kind of just let things roll, and then I decide post when it starts.
Okay.
That's how it's gone most of the time. It works fairly well.
Well, what's up, my beautiful difference makers? Welcome back to Unserious University.
You thought we were gone, but we weren't.
Yo, wind that back, Stilo.
Speedy, spit on it.
I thought that was a really solid start to the whole odd episode, and no one's gonna understand that.
Nobody needs to.
Speedy, spit on it.
Okay.
It's been a minute.
We were in Cabo for a week.
We were
in Mexico.
First time out of the country.
For you.
For me, see.
I went to Canada. So basically, first and a half time out of the country.
Your first time out of the country, it was just like a up north.
Yes.
And this time it was like a more south.
I went to like better Portland.
Yeah.
And then came back. And this time we actually went to the tip of Baja.
Yeah, but nice.
But still like not that far out. Hawaii's still been further than both of those locations. Off of
same.
The country, yeah.
Yeah, I've been to New York and Hawaii, so same. But you did the North American sandwich.
Basically,
You're in the middle, and you just went to the top and bottom.
The lazy Pacific Crest Trail.
Yeah. I saw it from the airplane window.
Yeah, I saw you guys walking down there.
Fucking losers.
Thumbs up, hitchhiking.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy.
No, dude, looks great, honestly. I'm going to get back to Mission Impossible right now.
FOMO.
As I'm served this drink. No, that actually, it looks cool.
That was, when we were out there, genuinely, the quickest week of my life.
Yeah, we said today it felt like just a long weekend. It just going back to work today is always, it's the first day back at work is always the weirdest And it was extra weird today because of how normal it felt.
Yeah.
I haven't really been hit with the post-vacation depression blues or whatever, but it's like going to work today, it just felt like we came back from a weekend.
100%. It was literally the severance blip, like
with the ding and everything. It felt so quick, and I'm sure it had nothing to do with how drunk I was for the entire week.
Dude.
I don't think that had anything to do with it.
Have you ever drank that much in that span of time?
No.
Before? I haven't either. It is the most I've ever done.
And I thought my days of that were over, but like I'm only 26. I'll be 27 in like 2 weeks. But like I didn't think my body could take that anymore. And this past week showed me that like I can hang. Like I can fucking
that it
hang
can
still,
take
dude.
it.
On God. I abused my body.
100%.
And like Maya was there with the milk thistle or whatever, was it?
Right, yeah,
and
the milk thistle
was supposed to help with hangovers
supplement,
or something.
yeah.
A couple nights she gave me some like Advil, but made sure I like put it down the hatch before I fell asleep. I'd be waking up with migraines and shit. But like, I'll be so real. I was horrible with my water intake. I drank water, but
always.
I was horrible with it.
Yeah.
Because it was like I could have water or I could have this pina colada and strawberry daiquiri
100%.
called the Miami Vice, which I had an ungodly amount
Drink of the week.
Oh, God, man.
That
That
and
was
Dos
the MVP.
Equis.
Yeah, Dos Equis for sure. And the
Tecate.
mango margarita. I had a bunch of those.
Mm.
But no, I have never in my life drank that much alcohol for that many days and for that long throughout the day.
Yes.
Dude, we were having mimosas at breakfast. And my drink before bed was Maya's pineapple tequila soda or whatever.
Yeah.
And like it just kept going. And like for those of you who doesn't know, we went to an all-inclusive resort in Cabo.
First
in
time ever.
First time I've ever experienced all-inclusive. I cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah.
I think we got hooked up because it was through the wedding package.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much a normal all-inclusive would be. I could not imagine doing a trip like that in any other way.
No.
Like, when you roll up to the bar and you can just get whatever your imagination can think of alcohol-wise.
We would be like, hey, Arturo, 10 shots. And then he'd make all 10, and we'd drink them, and we'd be like, hey, Arturo, guess what? 10 more shots.
Apollo!
And he'd be like, all right, man.
Yeah. There was one time he got so tired of us ordering shots. There was a swim-up bar at the pool, which was transcendent. That's where most of the group just hung out for the entire
just rotted
week.
in that pool.
We just rotted in that pool. Everybody did everything in that pool. It was incredible. It turned disgusting. But we'd swim up to that bar, and at one point I ordered like 8 more shots. I forget for who. And he like visibly was when I ordered the shots. And when he came back, it made all of us crack up. He comes back with 7 cups, and one of the cups is filled to the brim with tequila.
Oh my God.
And one of the other cups has 8 limes in it. So he was so done. He just filled one with a fuck ton of tequila, brought it back to me with 8 empty cups or whatever, and was like, you fucking pass him out.
Hell
and we just
yeah.
had this giant chalice of tequila.
Should have just gave the bottle out.
Bro,
Shoulda
at
just-
that rate?
Here you go.
I know. I mean, there were enough times throughout the trip that they put the little like pour nozzle on the bottle and tipped it upside down and had everybody get on their knees like good little boys. It was
Including
crazy.
my father.
Yo, dude, shout out to Kenny. That video, that was on my Instagram. It'll probably go somewhere else, but you guys both did that at the wedding.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call that, if it's just being fed tequila.
Yeah, just bottle to the dome. I don't know.
I don't know, but it doesn't matter how manly you are. You step up and you do that, and it's just a part of you that's like, put it in my mouth. More. Feed me. Mama bird it. He just swishes it. I'm getting back in line.
Dude, even on the boat, too. Like, they had to be above you. Like, they fucking brought out a
Dude,
stool.
oh my
and
God.
they're standing and
And they had
the
their
whole
little-
boat's, like, fucking going back and forth.
I know, bro. And they lag for a second, so you sit there with your tongue out, and you're just like,
Slap.
yeah, look at this dude. Yeah, everybody look at your man
Oh,
right
you
now.
and your
I was
girlfriend.
gonna say, hey, this your man? And when they were doing it on the boat, we took this boat ride, getting incredibly off topic. Who could have saw that coming? we're on this boat ride, one of our last days there, and they do the same thing where they put like the little pour nozzle on the tequila bottle, and we step up and we're on the main top deck of the pool, and the boat's rocking. We're on our way back. They're blasting Black Eyed Peas, or whatever, like fucking LMFAO. And they're fucking swaying they were getting zesty with it. They were swaying their hips, and they were fucking like just baby birding us tequila. Dalton's up there just like, I have so many videos of all of us. That was funny. But the unlimited drinks and food.
Yeah.
We did eat. We ate as well. I'll preface that. They had a few restaurants there. The restaurants were fine.
Yeah, they were good.
They were fine.
Yeah,
it wasn't anything to really write home about. But
I've had better
unlimited.
I've had better Mexican food in California than at that resort.
I've had better Mexican food in Palmdale.
Yeah, specifically
in the Antelope Valley.
Mi abuelita Maribel makes better Mexican food.
Gracias, Maribel.
Gracias, Maribel.
On God,
every
man.
fucking day. Caleb special.
Yeah, that's funny. Where he gets his lunch every day from the food truck.
Yeah, food car. She pulls it out of her trunk.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. Stays warm back there.
Dude, that's awesome. But yeah, the 24/7 room service, that was where like I went back to my room with Maya, and that's where I felt like I was in a movie. Where like I felt like I was a king and I had like accomplished something big in my life. It's our friend's wedding. It's one of their biggest accomplishments and celebrations.
They spent thousands to get our broke asses out there.
Yeah.
That's why we're geeking so hard, because it's a bunch of broke Palmdale desert rats going like, and then that was free, and then the other thing was free, and then we yoink.
Dude, I don't care if I had $1 million in my bank account right now. I'm not saying I don't, but if I do, I don't. If I did, I would still be geeking over 24/7 free room service.
Oh, dude.
Granted, we paid, but it was still like the amount that we would have paid in drinks and food is astronomical compared to what we paid for the trip.
I think I paid like $700 or $800. I think it was like
mine wasn't
split it.
Yeah, it was like 600.
Yeah. Well,
nice.
we had an extra night.
6 or 7. Oh yeah, 6.
So yeah. I was like $750 about that, but $750 for a week,
dude.
I drank more Miami Vices.
Yeah, you drink $750 worth of Miami Vices, and again, you sit there and you pull up that phone and you press 1 for room service, and
at like 2 a.m.
Literally, it was like 12:30 at night, and Maya's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "The chicken quesadilla and macaroni and cheese and chocolate chip cheesecake and a hamburger for the lady." And then we fell asleep, and at like 1 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning, it took a while. He was like, "Okay, like just to let you know, it's gonna be like 45 minutes." And I was like, "That's fine." And then we fell asleep, and all of a sudden I hear, and I was like, and Maya's dead asleep, and I'm like, "Babe, all the food I ordered is here. The smorgasbord is at the door. Tungus has arrived.
Tungus is outside."
And I open the door, and he's fully ready to come in, and Maya's still like passed out on the bed, and he's like, "Do you want me to come in?" And I'm like, "Oh no, it's fine." And I'm like, "Just hand it all to me." And he's like, "It's kind of a lot," and I'm like, "That's fine." So he just starts loading my arms with like the metal trays, and gets it up, and he pull it in, and the door swings, and I shoot. Oh,
hit it with your hip.
I hit the door with my hip,
like closing the fridge.
Yeah, Drake style. I bopped it with my hip, and then I brought the food back, and we sat in bed like drunk at 1:30 in the morning in the hotel. The slider was open so you could hear the ocean, and just pigged out, man. Like it's gonna be a very fun memory for a long time.
Yeah.
All inclusive is awesome.
And then the actual wedding happened, and let me explain to you guys, Dalton.
I can't believe he hasn't been on this.
I know.
Yet.
We're going to have him on. I want to get like a fourth mic, and I want to do like me, you, Joel, Dalton.
Oh,
and
Lord.
just like
if you
let it rip.
If you think these episodes that I'm on with Caleb are like ADHD or all over the place with no real rhyme or reason or anything, if there's the 4 of us on here, especially
it'll get dangerous.
Just me and Dalton alone. Yeah, it'll get real
gay and dangerous.
Cajun real fast.
It's going to get sawed off.
It's going to get real sawed off real quick.
Yeah, dude. I know.
You'll love him.
I want to do something like that. I want to have an episode with him and Chloe, obviously.
Yeah.
But for now, we'll explain to you guys Dalton. He's our best friend of a few best friends that we are lucky enough. And he, for the most part, just doesn't care enough to think when he talks or in general. And then he goes out there. Then he goes out there and he does his vows, and it was like beautiful poetry, well spoken, well prepared, well written. I'm sitting here with like my hand over my face, like, and my hand is getting wet from the tears that are just constantly pouring out. And I'm like, what the fuck, Dalton? Where did that come from? And then Chloe does her vows, and Chloe is referencing things that Dalton referenced in his vows, and they ain't co-write that shit.
And they didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't.
They wrote it separately.
They both talked about the ski lift.
I know.
Where they first said, I love you.
Yeah, and he was going to jump.
Yeah, he said he wanted to say I love you in a place where he could jump if she didn't say it back.
For real. Oh, no, man, it's like...
I told you I loved you at the top of the Golden Gate Bridge. The day they were cleaning the nets.
I told you I loved you with a 12 gauge in my mouth. I swear it had nothing to do with it.
I love you.
What did you say? Oh, thank God.
You think about it?
Turn around.
I'll think about it too.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do it. But anyways, dude, yeah, like that's how Dalton is, and it's hilarious. But he is like genuinely one of the most like loyal people I've ever met, and I know that he is just a huge lover, and he is all about his woman, and now officially his wife, which is so crazy to say that Dalton is married.
The first one of us.
I know, man. Who fuck? I would have lost that bet. Like, dude, I would have been down terribly.
You're talking about him?
That's his laugh to a T, to a fucking T. But like, okay, coming from, I've lived through one of like my other best friends' weddings with Nolan.
Great wedding.
And everybody's gangster until your best friend is up there cracking and getting emotional talking about the woman that he loves. And all of a sudden it starts flooding back to you like wartime memories, life flashes before your eyes, set to some 2006 love song, and it's just their entire relationship. And I remember it from the beginning, and I remember Dalton talking about Chloe, but like in like the butterfly sense, and watching the relationship go from nothing to them holding hands, saying their vows in Cabo, holding hands, saying their vows in Cabo. It was a beautiful sight. Now the sun was in my eyes for all of it, so half of my tears was me burning my retinas, but I could hear it all. And you know, I feel like everyone always expects the girl to cry, or at least get emotional. But it's like when the dude like tears up, and like I could see like Chloe's dad getting a little emotional when he was like handing her away. And that's always like such an intimate, beautiful moment. And I was a groomsman, you were one of the best men, and like we walked down the aisle with the bridesmaids, and I go there and I give Dalton a hug, and I'm like, I love you so much, man. And he's like, I love you too. And then that's the moment that it set in for me. I don't know when it set in for you, but the moment that I was like, holy shit, this is happening, like one of my best friends is getting married right now, was when I walked down the aisle with the bridesmaid, and she went to the left, and I hugged Dalton, and I told him I loved him, and he said he loved me back, and I went and got in line with you guys. And now the music's playing, and everyone has their seats, and I was like, oh, this is real, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
When it hit for me was when we walked down the steps, and like everyone turns, and you're facing this sea of like people, but it's not like speaking to like a random crowd of strangers. It's like, basically everyone there, and they're all just like smiling with like the biggest cheese going, and I'm like, holy shit, dude, like this is the real deal. Like, we did the rehearsal and that was chill and fine and whatever. But like, now we're here and everyone's dressed and Dalton's up there and he's barely holding it together. We haven't even started.
I know. I was so afraid, man. I walked, and when everyone turned and looked at me and the music's playing, and for that moment, the spotlight's on you because you're the groomsmen and the bridesmaids walking down. And in that moment, I look over and I saw Maya and I saw some of the other boys and I saw Nolan, and I really, for a split second, I was like, someone's going to hit me with that classmate face. I'm trying to walk down in the middle of the fucking walk. Someone's going to look at me and be like, they're gonna be sitting there red as a fucking tomato, just like
Fuck. I wish I thought of doing that.
for Dalton. And then we walked up and all the dudes were slapping each other's asses, getting in line. That was great. That's probably my favorite.
That was
part.
rehearsed as well.
That was rehearsed. Yeah, a couple of them were a little afraid, but we were like, you have to get used to that for the real thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be shy.
Chloe's dad got off lucky. He went the other way.
Yeah, we were ready.
I know.
Joel was rubbing hands. But it was, yeah, man. It was a beautiful ceremony. The whole week in general, it was literally a perfect week. But their ceremony was awesome, and hearing Chloe's vows and hearing them, just their thoughts about each other, and it's written in private and stuff, and it's just like this is fucking beautiful, dude. And it's two people that I love. I've known both of them forever, and then of course you get flooded with the memories where it's like I have so many memories with each of them individually. I know. Of like so many different scenarios, and now these people are together in matrimony, and they're like saying vows. It's just a weird moment, and that's the stage we're at in life now. This is happening, and the reception afterwards was a blast. That's where your dad got baby birded the tequila.
Yeah, baby birded might not be the word we're going for here.
It's the
Let
word
me
I've
clarify: the nice Mexican mixologist did not fill his mouth with tequila before spitting it into my dad's mouth.
You guys weren't there, so
there is video proof.
I don't have that video. I don't know who has that video.
You literally said it was on your Instagram.
They were baby birding it. Well, they went back and forth a little bit like a fountain. There were two dudes, and they're like, and then they spit it in. It was crazy. It had some spice to it. But
the viscosity by the end is not water.
But yeah, that was a blast. And they played Colt 45.
Oh, dude, I was
The
just telling
Afroman
that story
song.
today.
Yeah, that was transcendent.
I want to say it was the loudest I've ever screamed it with a crowd, but it was the second loudest because the loudest was when we sang it with Afroman at Hotz's Gala.
Fair.
That was the loudest.
Yeah.
But
that's what made me lose my voice was Colt 45
Dude.
at the end of the wedding. I was like lyric for lyric, bro, screaming that song, and then I couldn't talk for 2 days.
yeah, I was thinking about it looking back because I was like, there are probably people like on Chloe's side who are like nice, like Calabasas moms or like Agoura Hills aunties, and they're watching like, mind you, I didn't see Dylan Eskew the whole time. and then Colt 45
song
plays,
played.
and that motherfucker's in the middle of the circle, word for word, bar for bar, everything. I had green hair and a dick bigger than mine.
Bro, that was where same exact thought process. And after that song, I dapped him up, and I was like, "You're crazy,
Dude."
Like I was like,
So locked in.
Everyone, and I'm speaking about myself here too. If you've ever heard Colt 45 by Afroman, that's like our hometown's anthem. And well, there's a few Afroman songs that are like our anthem. But
Please, Dom. Please, Dom. Please. Release us from the Afro-Man shackles.
someone's got to pass that torch, man.
Oh, God, make a DJ Quick House Party classic now.
Bro, switch to All Might. It's your turn, man. It's your fucking turn. But they played this song, and like most of us out there who know that song, it's like everyone knows the first 2 verses.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Yeah.
This dude came up, and it's like a 5-minute song.
He knew the director's cut.
He knew the director's cut, dude. He knew the Peter Jackson unedited director's cut. It was a 4.5 hour long cut, and he did not skip a beat. And that's where I was like, only one there who knew that. And I was like, that's impressive. That's crazy. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. The wedding was a good day.
Yeah, and it legit was like, I've had 4-day weekends that have felt longer than the 10 days straight we were off.
It's because we were having fun and doing so much. Those 4-day weekends, you're probably at home a lot. Time moves a little slower. We're in a foreign country, crazy foreign, very far place, and we
Crazy foreign,
bro, wild foreign,
I mean, when I see a Honda,
crazy foreign, bro,
foreign,
dude. Oh my god, dude.
very far away,
dude. Is that JDM, dude?
Is that JDM?
But crazy foreign, ultra far away land. Constantly drunk, constantly eating, surrounded by everyone that we love. Beach, pool on the beach, boat, snorkeling. It was crazy. All of our friends got in the water. It was fun, man. We took off. I left the resort for a little on one day and went to a public beach. Got to explore some Cabo Mexican markets. That was pretty cool. I got like a Dr. Pepper, a beer, and a Topo Chico for $1. It was nuts, man. That felt pretty good. But
so when they first announced that they were doing the destination wedding, the initial reaction was, what the fuck?
Oh, I hated it.
How do you feel now?
I hated it. It was a waste of my time. I think that the Rancho Vista golf course would have been a perfect venue. No. So obviously, at the time when all of a sudden I hear, all right, we're getting married in Mexico. You're all in the wedding party. You have to go get your passports, book the flight, and pay off the hotel reservation. And it's like Christmas time. I was like, fuck. Like, all right, I'll do my best. Mm-hmm. But we said for months leading up to it, like, paying everything, nothing feels good when you're paying the stuff.
Right.
But we knew that it was going to be like an eternal memory.
Yeah.
And
Thanks
so,
past me
for
being my sugar daddy.
We so deserved this. And now that it's over, I would do it 10 times over in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. In fact, I'll go as far to say as I would happily pay more. Mm-hmm. Like I still feel it was a steal for what I got.
Yeah, it was a steal.
To where like if I had to do it again and I knew it was $800-900,
mm-hmm.
$1,000, I'm still like, yeah, man, it's kind of worth it.
Yeah.
It's all you can eat and drink. It's in a beautiful place. All your best friends are there. Like, it was a whole week.
I know.
Bro, that's such a steal. I mean, at most places, if we did that without you got to think it probably would have been, I think, at least $1,500.
Yeah, somewhere. Probably
maybe
close like
to
the
$2,000.
$2,000. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know cruises are like almost $2,000 depending on the cruise.
Yeah, depending on how many nights and where you're going out of, but they're so fucking expensive.
Yeah. Well, most of them are all inclusive. I never realized.
Well,
that.
there's also like drink packages that you have to purchase and shit too once you're on there. There's like there's cheap entries with expensive packages, or there's expensive entries with all inclusive. But they get you. It's like Spirit Airlines versus American. Like, you're gonna fucking pay that for that check bag one way or another.
I've never known that. The closest I ever been to a cruise ship was when we passed by it on our party pontoon, and I was getting baby birded to LMFAO.
You keep using.
It's because it happened. It's because we spit in each other's mouths.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Lisa. I love you.
Okay. And the other thing I was laughing at earlier, and I wanted to talk about, was we're gonna tell a little story because so we're on this party boat, and the whole reason we picked this one with Dalton was because it was like 70% party boat, but then like 30% snorkeling. And so we were like, oh, dope, we're going to go swim with the fishes.
I was there for the snorkel.
And when they announced, hey, we're cutting you guys off of drinks if you want to go snorkeling, because we're going to start getting like the life vests out and the goggles.
I
and
like
everything.
how that they act as if that would have made any difference, because they cut us off from drinks like
10
minutes before we went snorkeling. At this point, they had been pumping us full of alcohol for an hour. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, okay, now we cut you off. We don't want you drunk in the water. And everyone's like, what?
Cut off.
Cut off.
Water.
There's plenty of water.
But yeah, so
that was stupid.
They end up they put a hard line, and they're like, all right, if you want to stay on the boat and keep drinking, like, we'll write an X on your hand. If not, we're not going to serve you drinks until we're done snorkeling. And so they start handing out all these life vests. There's like way too many fucking people on one boat, but they made it work. And we go down from the top deck, and they start dividing us into groups, and they're like, all right, group one is strong swimmers. And they're like, not decent swimmer, not good swimmer, strong swimmer.
Not okay swimmer.
Yeah, not decent swimmer, strong swimmer.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and group 2, everybody else.
Group 2, everybody else.
Everyone else. And
you watch the crowd go.
Yeah, you just divided us.
But it was like 80% group 1, 20% group 2.
I was impressed with the population of the boat. Everyone's confidence to listen to that guy emphasize for 5 minutes straight that you need to be a strong swimmer to do this, because he's like, we're gonna get near the rocks, like the whole fucking thing. And
you really didn't need to be. It was just safer that way.
Yeah, and the life vests made anyone a good enough swimmer for it.
Yeah, you could have sat there and done this and been kept up fine.
Yeah. And so the majority of us went into group 1 because we wanted to actually swim out to the reef and see the fish and snorkel. And then the handful of people decided to stay back and just chill, because sometimes that's nice too. And so our experience was great. I mean, we hop out and there's just some dude somehow already 50 yards out, like, I'm over here. And we're like, okay. Boop, 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 boop. Literally. Swimming out, taking the occasional look down. You start seeing some fish.
Yeah, there were a bunch of fish immediately. There was like a little school of them, and it's like blue and yellow fish. And I'm sitting there, and I got my snorkel in, so I sound like an idiot. I'm like, and it's like, is it a shark? Is it fucking, what's going on? Are you okay? And I'm like, it's Nemo.
Yeah.
Dory's down there.
And then we swam another however many fucking several dozen yards out to the reef, and that was really cool. You get to see the bottom. You got I don't know, some areas were almost like 10 feet deep. And
it got pretty shallow.
Other areas were like 30, I guess. But you could still see everything.
A lot more life.
Yes,
I was looking for like eels or octopus or anything. I didn't see anything like that.
Yeah.
He mentioned reef sharks, and then I saw some really big, beautiful fish that have like the really long, like hair-like fin that comes off the top. And a bunch of schools of them. So the reef at the shoreline by the rocks was really cool. And then it kind of started taking some of our group kind of closer to the rocks and back out. But that was
Go over there. Okay.
So we're going. Whole time Maya has a life vest on that's way too big for her. So it pops up over her head and she looks like a cardboard cutout, and she's just floating like a sign in the ocean.
It's like there was a ship going to the Louvre and a painting fell off, and she's floating around
like she got caught in one of them old medieval handcuff things, and the cuffs broke off, so it was just her head in the ocean.
Gloria.
Marty. That was funny. But yeah, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, "You all right, babe?" And I'm waiting for her to slowly rotate around. I'm good.
Like an old guy with back problems who can't turn his neck.
100%. And at one point she was like, "I should have stayed with group 2." And then at the end of it all, I was like, "I don't think you should have stayed with group 2."
Yeah, and it was great. I think the worst part of it probably was maybe the soreness and chafing from the life vest and trying to do a full swim.
I never got that.
I got bruises on my chest, on my pecs.
That's crazy.
And Mason had chafing marks.
Usually that happens, man. Listen, I'll be real. I'll put it out there under oath. I'm known to get my nipples chafed, and it hurts, man. I'll rub them raw.
Doesn't need to be under oath, man.
Dude, well, we're on a podcast. We're under oath.
Yeah.
That's why I've been saying the baby bird thing.
Gen Z white boy oath.
Yeah, bro. We're on a podcast. That's under oath, man. That's under Slump
I'll lie
God
under
Oath.
oath. I won't lie on the pod, dude.
Dude, that's under Slump God Oath.
Slump God.
Come on, dude, for real. And so, yeah, that's why I've been saying baby bird, because I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, I got some good swimming in. Also, the water, I felt amazing.
Yes, it was way warmer than I was
It was way
expecting.
warmer, and I don't know if that's because on the boat I was fucking frying like a sardine in a can in the sun. I was frying in the boat. I was hunched in any shade I could find, because at that point I was already sunburned. But getting in that water felt so rejuvenating, and it was like the perfect temperature. And I was doing full freestyle swim for a little while, but I was trying to keep up to stay back with my girlfriend, and I didn't get any chafing. I didn't get nothing rubbed me raw. I don't have bruises. You were swimming really hard, apparently.
Well, it was. It also might have been that one fit you well, because I was also fighting mine, bringing it back down and shit. I wasn't like Maya, thank God.
The whole time I was.
But
it was great.
That reminds me as we progress throughout this story. So, so we eventually swim our way back to the boat. and we get on top and we reconnect with the group. And our buddy Boog was in the group too, and I walked over to him and I was like, "Hey man, you have a good time?" And he was like, "Yes, I was like, how was it? Like, what did you do?" And he's like, "I don't know, man. I looked down, I saw a few fish. I looked down again, I ain't seen nothing. I didn't look down again." and I lost my shit. And I ran over to Dylan. I told him, I think after we had gotten off the boat, that I was like, "Boog says his ghost down there, dog."
Boog says ocean's haunted. Loading gun, ocean's haunted.
What?
Ocean's haunted. But one of the funniest fucking things Boog has ever said. But then we find out that that's what Group 2 did.
Yeah,
so
they
Group 2 just sat behind the boat.
Yeah, they just sat behind the boat and floated over nothingness.
They floated over nothingness in the much deeper ocean.
Yeah. So
well, Group 1 again was just out by the reef, seeing all this life. There's like 80 of us together.
Yeah.
Group 2, there's probably 20, and they're behind the boat. And then the employees
just floating in silence in one spot, looking at blue abyss,
just blue hazy abyss. Just nothing. All they hear is just the echoes of the ocean beneath them.
And then they started throwing out cut up tortillas to attract
That's the most Mexican shit ever. I'm so sorry. But to be on this Cabo boat excursion and be like, "We're going to bring out the fishies."
Yeah, they like this.
They like this. And they start throwing out tortillas to lure the fish out to the deep water where Group 2 is, the not strong swimmers.
You just start seeing pale white hands reaching from the dark.
And so we were making jokes about like the food starts getting progressively worse. Like it's tortillas, and then it's like
chunkier,
shrimp, and then it's just like beef, and then it's just straight chum. And Tub was like, as they're pouring the chum on top of Group 2, they're like, "Yeah, this is usually what brings him out."
And the thought that Boog looked down once, saw fucking absolute nothing, and then was like, "I'm good." And just sat there for like 30, 40 minutes.
"Get me out. I'm good." Dude, hey, I give him so much props for going in. I did not think Boog was going to get in the water at all. And then when I go to jump in the ocean to go to Group 1, I just see Boog floating. And I was like, "No way. Boog, you doing all right?" And he's like, just floating in a circle. That was so fun. The snorkeling trip was awesome. Another thing by the resort that we didn't get to do, I've always wanted to, but I don't know what the whole story is there. But they had dolphins swimming next to the resort, and I was like, dude, I want to check that out. I was watching those little fuckers do flips.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's crazy.
I know.
We'll
That
do a
would
flip
be cool.
too.
Fucking next time, I guess. And
I
when we were on the boat, like the typical fucking like dude ego test was placed directly in front of me, Mason, and Dalton, because we're in line and they're like, "All right, Group 1, go, 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 go," and they start sending everyone off the boat.
Yeah.
He can hang. Cat's back. They start sending
the cat's back.
Hi, buddy. So they start sending everyone off the boat, and everyone's like jumping off and everything. You know, they're like doing their little cannonballs or whatever. And then in front of us were like 4 like 19-year-old like white dudes, and in succession, each one of them fucking did backflips. Got on there, turned around, backflip, flawless. Next one, backflip, flawless. Next one, backflip. And then Mason's next, and he goes, "Oh fuck."
I'm in the way back of Group 1.
Dude, yeah.
I got nothing to do with this.
And it goes Mason, Dalton, me. And Mason's like, well, I'm not going to break the chain. And so he does a front flip. And he did a solid front flip. So we're like, cool. And Dalton's like, "Oh, no." And so he turns his back to the water. And I'm like, holy fuck, he's going to do a backflip. And then he just jumps backward and straight back splashes, like kicks his fucking feet up. And just... R2-D2 screams into the fucking water, and I was like, "Oh, thank God."
Was he trying?
I don't know.
Oh
because
my
it
God.
looked like maybe he was trying and like the initial charge up and then realized what the fuck am I trying to do and then just kind of like springboarded
Way
off.
out of my element right now.
Yeah. And then I front flipped off because I was like, I'm not even going to try that shit.
I would front flip.
Yeah,
I would not backflip.
I would have loved to backflip, but I would have Gainered right back on deck
I know.
and then fall in lifeless.
Mijo.
We'll use him as bait.
Oh, this is perfect.
Bring him to the grill.
Group 2, meet with Group 1. Change of plan. We've got what we need.
But yeah, so overall, the boat ride was great.
Yeah, but it was chill, dude. Overall.
Getting drunk helps with seasickness.
I guess. I don't know what the fuck they gave us when we entered the boat, but it was some weird piss water.
They handed us water that like you see in a science experiment when a teacher shows you how to filter water with like a cheesecloth and they put it over a put it over a cup and then pour it out and there's this like murky mud left. They handed us cups of that when we walked on.
Everyone thought it was alcoholic.
And they just nodded at us like, I'm like, okay. And you drink it and it doesn't taste like alcohol, which is worse.
And then we woke up on an island.
I had a huge scar on my side.
Yeah. I don't know. They said we had like a 30-second head start. It was fucking wild, man.
But yeah, I drank the whole thing. I don't know if you drank it.
I drank like 3 good sips of mine and I was like, I'm good. And I put it on the bar and I said, uno cerveza, por favor.
Yeah, I got down to where it was chunky. And I was chewing the rest of the drink. And I was like, this must help with seasickness.
Christ. That was my guess. I said the same thing. I was
You
like,
gonna finish yours?
you gonna finish that one?
Mukbang with the mystery liquid.
You gonna finish that one? No, dude. Sweet.
Thanks, man. I don't think I'm actually gonna drink anything else.
Just talking to a random, not even our party. Hey, no, are you finishing it? Don't put that down.
Dude, don't pour that out.
The fuck? That's good.
You gonna finish your... Dude?
Oh, they gave us some nice cold refreshing.
Stupid.
Dude, you gotta finish your...
I don't know what fucked me up. It was probably the...
No idea what the fuck it's called. Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of the whole Cabo trip, man. We can talk about it a lot, but it's more so just like us reciting our own memories to you guys. But again, all inclusive is the shit. The boat ride they charged to our rooms, which I think they just took out of my deposit.
Yes.
Which was clutch.
Yeah.
Wasn't very expensive either, and it was cool, man. First time out of the country was a really cool experience. Other than the brief moment that I had iguanas placed on me,
Yes.
and then begged for money for the iguanas that I didn't want, and then I had somebody in a blue
then approach-
shiesty follow me from behind, and then ask all of us many times if we wanted weed or coca.
Mm-hmm. Weed or blow. You can blow me. It's a knife straight to the jugular.
Literally, that was weird. Did I show you that picture that I have of the iguanas?
Yeah, and then he's in the background.
And he's in the background mad dogging me. Crazy dude. Some dude at the harbor in Cabo with a full blue shiesty on. And
I'm going to post this picture in the Instagram carousel for this episode.
Okay.
So people can see it.
Okay, you'll see it in the Instagram picture then. And he's got this blue shiesty on and this flat-brimmed Yankees hat. And
Jenkies.
bro, go Yankees. And like, bro is just radiating danger. Like everything about him made me pull Maya closer. Like I was like, I need you in front of me.
Meat shield.
Yeah. Easy escape. No, it was that was a weird experience getting off the boat there, but it was fine. And then we all took an Uber and Dalton takes some water taxi.
I know.
Out of nowhere. We're getting on the water taxi. All right, dude, hope I see you again.
No, it's a Nissan with paddles.
Hey, here's your water taxi. 1 step in and perfect. We got 5 more coming in as I just take the boat off the coast.
Yeah. I wanted to do the water taxi, but I don't know.
I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It's like, I'm going to get the Honda Odyssey.
They told me they were like, I'm going on the water taxi. And I was like, taxis don't go on water.
What are you talking
What are you
about, man?
talking about right now?
It's the easiest scam I've
You
ever heard.
sound insane.
You sound insane.
That's crazy. What taxi?
I do think the worst repercussions I had at the end was my stomach was on fire, like Friday and a little bit Saturday. I was like acid reflux to the max.
I was fine, man. I was fine. And the other night, me and Maya were laying in bed, and we were watching Hot Tub Time Machine, classic. And we were eating her flamin' hot, not Takis, but they're like the Twisties ones. I forget what they're called.
Oh, yeah.
We were eating a bag of those and mini chocolate chip cookies. And I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
Dinner. And then
RFK's like, I sense a disturbance.
oh, God. Christ, dude. He's still breathing. But, yeah, and then we brushed my teeth and went to bed. And that's what I had. And I was fine. So I think the trip kind of supplanted my, like, iron stomach. Because, like, I won't get too, like, detailed here. But, like, when you're drinking nonstop for a week, your stomach and your bathroom experiences pay for it. And my stomach was all right, but the bathroom experiences were noted.
100%.
And I was like, oh, I'm not taking care of my body right now. So we've been on, the path back to that a little since we got back. But I feel you, man. There were some repercussions, but never hungover once, dude.
That's right, baby.
Never hungover once.
Let me get on my fucking soapbox for a second, because I try to tell y'all no one listens to me until they see the fucking light, brother, okay? A hangover is a mindset. It 100% is a choice. I know I sound like Kanye right now.
Let him cook.
But that shit is made up. You are just feeling bad for yourself. Just stop. Just don't do it.
It's big pharma.
Joel used to get hangovers. I told him to cut it out, and he did. You used to get hangovers. Look at you now.
Dude, the grass is greener.
I'm telling you, man.
I drank every day for a fucking week. I didn't get hungover.
Nope.
Because you chose not for the milk thistle, which sounds like a fucking Pokemon item.
I know.
Oh, thank I'm out of potions, but thank God I have a milk thistle to revive my Alakazam.
But yeah, no, stop. Just stop. Just stop having hangovers. I promise you can do it.
Yeah. You too can be like me. A fucking disgrace.
But
yeah, not once, man. Not once. And I only took the Advil like the first night, I think. And the milk thistle I took not every day, but a couple times. I have no idea if it helped or not. But like, I don't know. In my own mind, I chalk it up to just how active we were. Like, I was drinking like crazy, but I never once was like laying still. Right. I was swimming. I was at the beach. I was in the pool. We were dancing. We were at a wedding. We were on a fucking boat. We were snorkeling. So like every time I was drinking so heavily, I was moving. So I like to think I was burning through the alcohol at the same time. But also I was like, I'm here for my best friend's wedding. Like, this is Dalton and Chloe, dude. I can't believe it. I am not getting hungover.
Yeah, no.
I'm keeping the party going. Plus, you can't get hungover if you keep drinking.
Yeah, I mean, we told ourselves Tuesday was going to be the no drinking day. I got fucked up on Tuesday because the wedding was Wednesday.
I got super drunk on Tuesday. I went to the welcome party that they had at like 5.
That shit wasn't real.
Bro, I don't remember it happening. Like I remember being there because I remember talking to your parents for like 30 minutes. And I think at the end of our conversation, I spilled my drink on myself and I just wiped it off like that was going to do anything. And I was like, it's okay. I was just going to get another one.
Oh, no. My drink's empty.
Oh, wow. We made that joke in the pool that every time we looked at our drink, we were like, I'm this far from my next drink.
It's like a full fucking bottle.
You have 2 in your hand. I'm this many from my next drink. This makes us sound so bad.
I know. I was like, this is the alcoholic episode, man.
No, it was, we're making jokes. It wasn't really like that. We were having fun drinking, of course, taking advantage of all inclusive, but we were coherent. We were having fun. It was 100%. All good times. Nothing weird or bad happened.
I don't think anyone of like the guys vomited.
I didn't.
Maybe Dalton did. Bro. Dalton had a bad Monday.
Vomit free since 2003.
You just be saying shit.
Bro, fact check it.
Fact check it.
Oh, God.
Have you never thrown up from drinking?
Bro, show me my puke points.
Show me my puke points. My puke points.
Me.
Yeah, no, the boys were not intact, actually, now that I think about it.
The boy was not intact.
I don't know how Mason did. I don't know if Mason ended up pulling the trigger.
Yeah, he puked a lot.
Yeah.
He told me that. Absolutely.
I think Joel was all right.
I have no idea. There was a night he disappeared. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who
I
knows
guess
what happened
different
there.
definitions of all right.
Yeah, Joel was all right, hanging by his ankles off a tree.
Oh my God. Call this the Batman.
I didn't ever have to.
Where is she?
So climbing up there to get someone's shoe, get stuck, hanging upside down, throwing up. I never said thank you. I'll never have to. Dumbest shit only we find funny, bro.
I know.
But I don't know. You have to have Dalton and Chloe on very soon so you can talk to the newlyweds.
Yes.
And you can talk to them about relationships and marriage and the ups and downs and how many times they've hit each other and all the good spicy stuff. Because this is just really us recounting our trip.
I don't think I've had a story time episode, though. I think most of the time it's like picking apart an idea or a topic, and this is like the first real one I've just sat down and been like, let's just talk about what happened this last week. Let's talk about why I've been fucking posted because I was too busy being a fucking degenerate.
Yeah, fair enough, man. And we'll have to see. Let us know in the comments if you guys like story time. Dude, like, comment, sub, and hit the bell.
Actually, please don't comment. After that one, we're going to leave the comment section empty.
No, just for that, I'm paying bots.
I'm paying bots.
It's going to get weird.
Just fucking 10 comments, 12 comments.
Show us the Kenny bird. Show us the Kenny baby bird video.
I'm gonna. Should I post that one? Should I post that one in the carousel? Dad, you have 24 hours to respond. I'm just kidding. You have 12.
We get a text after we film this, but I'm trying to think of anything like big of note that happened. Otherwise, so obviously we covered the wedding first and foremost, and then the boat trip, which was really cool. The welcome party, which I like hardly remember. I just have, I just was fun, and we took a bunch of pictures.
When we first fucking got there, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have like a shuttle. We're gonna have like a bus come and pick you up." And we're like, "Oh, sick, cool." So we get out of the airport. We have to dodge everyone yelling at us that they're our taxi. They are not your taxi. They all look like they just woke up.
Yes.
They are not your taxi. You go all the way outside.
The Vegas clicker card.
Yes,
when you're walking down the strip, it's the same thing, but it's like timeshare.
Yeah, no.
We're your taxi. I take you where you're going. Very low rate.
No gracias.
Yeah.
And then we got outside and we got to where we were going to get picked up by the shuttle, and up pulls a Escalade. And like
silver, older,
2010 Escalade. We get in, whole windshield's cracked, dude. We can't sit passenger because there's a cooler there.
There's a cooler in the back. My bad, dude. So we see the giant crack in the windshield. Tub looks at me and he goes, "Authentico."
Dude, we're here.
We're here.
Viva la Mexico, dude. And then so he's like going, he's like, you guys excited? And we're like, yeah, blah, 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 and everything. Opens the cooler, want a beer? And we were like, this place fucks, dude.
Absolutely, dude. It was, at that point, it was 10:30 in the morning. Yeah, and he
maybe
pulls it out.
11:30 because we landed and then had to come out.
Yeah, I think we landed at 10. Yeah, probably 11 at some point because we got to the resort at like noon. But yeah, he starts like molly-whopping out the airport, just
oh my God,
on the
dude.
gas, dude. And it's in kilometers over there. So you look at the speedometer, and it took me a moment to register it because he tosses me back.
Took a glance at the speedometer.
He tosses me back a Corona, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" I look out, and it's just Little Rock, and I'm drinking in the car, and I'm like, "This is incredible, dude." And I'm looking at the driver like, "You sure you don't want one?" Like,
dude, shotgun the last one. You won't.
And Maya's having a water. Me, you, and Mace are drinking the Coronas, and I look at the speedometer, and the speedometer says fucking 111.
Yeah, it's like 120.
Fuck it. You boys like Mexico?
Where's the governor? Let's find it.
It was crazy. And then very quickly, I was like, oh, kilometers. What the fuck is a kilometer?
Typing into ChatGPT, how many miles per hour?
Doing it in my head. I'm like, I think that's like 70.
Doing it in your head, 200.
Dude, 216 miles an hour. It felt like that when he was going down the dirt roads over the bumps.
Oh, my God.
The traffic makes no sense.
No. When you made the joke when you were talking about, well, to go on your on-ramp, you got to go into incoming traffic and dodge it for fucking 3 miles.
Yeah.
Like nobody's using the shoulder, dude?
To get on your on-ramp, you got to go on the off-ramp. It's like there's no road. I'm sure there is, but there's no like road traffic signs or like laws being abided at least.
No, it's
just
incredible.
Everybody in a motor vehicle getting to their destination, avoiding others.
Yeah, it was like, I'm going to merge now, and you're letting me because I will hit you.
There were a few times we were in a car driving through an intersection, and I'm up front, and Tubbs behind me to the left, and we pass an intersection. And as we're passing it, I look to my left, and there's just a truck fucking coming at us on the side. And there's a moment where I look at Tubb, and it's like a... and Tubbs looking
cry
at
for
me.
help.
Yeah. It does that slow-mo Instagram reel cut. It's like, you know the song that plays. I can't mimic it, but it's in my head right now. But it was just like, fuck it. And we get by, and then the truck... It's like, I guess that was good, man.
Yeah, that was an unprotected straight.
It's all cross traffic if you think about it.
Just one big yield.
Yeah, man. We all have the right of way.
And I know it's going to be so funny too, because I know I have people who listen who like probably go to Mexico like once a year.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, here come 2 fucking gringos talking about their first time in Cabo where they barely left the resort.
You're damn right. You're damn. I got some things to say.
We had to dip our toes a little bit.
Good enough for me.
Good enough for me. Oh, I dipped my whole foot, and that's all I needed.
That's all. I ain't going back.
I'm going back to Canada. where it's real man's country, and it's all Indians.
French.
Nah, we don't go over there.
Yeah. The worst.
The one French listener.
We or some shit.
Whatever they say.
Whatever the fuck they say. We.
Oh, that's so stupid. But yeah, no, cool. On a more serious note, it was totally fucking crazy to fly over a lot of like the smaller towns or other cities that we could see once we were under the clouds, and it's like just straight fucking like dirt roads the entire time, like miles and miles of dirt roads.
I didn't
like,
see any of that.
I was looking out the window and I was like, fuck, dude, like this is my first like real experience in a separate place that's not America, where there's like clearly like a wealth difference. And I was like, damn, like it
Bro
really,
said, ew, poor.
Why don't they just eat cake? But I remember thinking like it really
Good.
Thank you. It really makes a difference seeing it. Like seeing it on your phone just doesn't do it justice. Like hearing about it, reading about it, it's so much different when you're like there and you're firsthand experiencing it. I'm like, holy fuck, dude. Like,
I had that when I was driving through El Paso going to San Antonio. Because when you're driving on the freeway in El Paso, on your left is Walmart and Starbucks and GameStop and Best Buy, and on your right is the favela. It was a total world change, and I was like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. Super colorful houses. I was like, that's cool. Mm-hmm. That looks better than what we've got going on. Mm-hmm. But it was just especially because it's separated by like a freeway.
Right.
I was like, weird at that level. On the plane, I didn't see anything. On the plane, I was on an aisle seat, and I was knee deep in Mission Impossible Fallout. So I didn't look out the window at all. Springer and Maya were sitting next to me, and they were asleep, so they had the window shut. But and on the way back, I was on the aisle seat again, fucking up a muffin.
Oh, yeah.
Not a good flight choice. I got it at the Starbucks before we boarded the plane, and then I took it out of my backpack in the middle of the flight, and it was kind of smushed, and so I had to start picking it apart, and I got crumbs everywhere. I just turned into that guy.
I got a lemon cake over there. That shit was fire. But Mason's grilled cheese looked like a shoe.
Oh, do you know why? Do you know what they did to the Starbucks in Mexico? How they do their grilled cheese? So I saw it and it stopped me in my tracks. And of course, his ass got it. I'll take the caramel cookie ribbon crunch swirl with the double grilled cheese deluxe. I got it, bitches. Double chocolate with the cookie crunch swirl. With the cookie crunch. He's not even here.
I know.
I love you, buddy. But the way that I saw they do their grilled cheese is it was in their display window, so you know it's made out of fucking carbon fiber and plastic. And
I'll have the aerospace sandwich.
Dude, on God, I'll take the chew toy. It was
with or without squeaker.
With whole plane flight.
I swallowed my squeaker.
Okay. All right. The grilled cheese that we saw at Starbucks in Mexico, it was 3 different cheeses on the inside. And then they put 2 of the cheeses on the inside on both sides of the outside and grilled and melted them. It was melted cheese on the bread on top and 3 different cheeses melted in between. And it was on both sides.
Bust out a loaf of bread, take the 2 end pieces, throw the rest of the loaf away.
Dude.
Only defeat.
Well, he got a fucking cheese sandwich, and the bread was the fucking cold cut inside. It was cheese on top, bottom, middle, bread in between. I saw
Christ.
that, and it was fucking 10 a.m., and he was like, that one. Breakfast.
Can I get the boop?
Yeah, I'll take extra glup.
And a milkshake.
Cookie Crunch Swirl milkshake.
Dude, damn near blew a hole out the bottom of the plate.
I'll take the goop sandwich.
I'm going to drink for 5 days straight. Dude, then I'm going to eat a guess.
That meal would have killed Joel.
100%.
That meal would have genuinely sent Joel into cardiac arrest.
Regular show intro song playing from his stomach.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, no, that was funny. I'm trying to think. Yeah, we got beer on the shuttle there. As soon as we got there, we check in. They take our luggage, and then
3 p.m.
Yeah, we couldn't check in until 3 p.m., but it was like noon.
Yeah.
And the guy checking us in, we're checked in, but we can't even go to our room yet. And we've been there for 20 seconds. And the guy's like, wine, beer, champagne, shots, what do you want? Fuck it, let's roll.
Hell yeah.
And he brought us it, and there was a bar in the lobby right over there. And then we went out. They had our main luggage, so we went out and we got to eat at the restaurant, and we had a nice meal there. That quesadilla fucked there, and got the Miami Vices for the first time. But then we just spent that entire day, because that was the first experience of getting drunk at the pool bar. So we spent that whole day drunk at the pool. They had boulders, like literal boulders, in the pool. As like
as like accent pieces or whatever.
Accent pieces in the pool. And I got drunk enough that I was like, I could fit through that.
Spelunking memes where just the shoes sticking out.
Cave divers be like, that would have been, we should have thought of that.
I know.
But there was a gap in these boulders in the pool, like in the entryway. And I was like,
I'm sitting in the
through
pool.
that.
I'm sitting in the pool, got a mean buzz, talking to my boy Marshall. We're chopping it up, and Dylan swims up with the water at his chin, and still somehow 40% of his body out of the water. And he's like, "You guys want to see something?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man." And he's like, "You see those rocks?" Yeah, I do. Come with me.
I gotta show you something.
And he brings us over there, and we're like standing in the water. Do you think you could fit through those? Do you think you could fit through those? Because I think I can fit through those, but to be honest, I already did it.
I think you guys can fit through those.
It's like a scrape on his shoulder.
Yeah, it scraped my knee. I was like, I just fit through it. So like, if you're doubting it, know that I can do it.
And me and Marshall are like, yeah, I think we could fit through it.
Yeah.
So
Like, this whole story just for them to be like, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, I could fit through it. Yeah, I could fit through it.
And they get down.
And it's like you do like the confident entry. You're like, oh yeah, dude, this is easy. And then you get to the point where you're now relying on 50% hands, 50% feet, and you're like,
Half of you's underwater.
yeah.
You're at the point of no return.
Mermaid movement to try to get out, still trying to look cool.
I have no idea what would have happened if someone got stuck. There's a picture somewhere, but it was genuine boulder in this pool.
Genuine boulder.
It was genuine boulder that they put in this pool in the entryway for like artistic decor. And if you got wedged in there, no Antilles, you would be fucked.
No Antilles. That was all right. That was good. Yeah. No, thankfully, thankfully we were all really good cave divers, and so we came out for the most part unscathed.
I know, man. I thought because you and Marshall are a little more built than me, and so I was like, we'll see if we can do this. And you guys little oiled your way through that. You said, "Roop."
Yeah, I'll get in there.
God. Oh, I almost did something to remember that we're being recorded.
But also, my parents were fan favorites. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody was coming up to me, and they were like, oh, my God, I love your mom and dad. And I was like, what did they do? And they were like, they're nice to me.
Yeah, they're here.
Yeah, they're
and
here.
They're really nice.
Yeah. And then dad started showing out, taking shots and dancing.
Kenny
That
went
was also
crazy.
the other thing. There was a club there. There was a club there.
It was a
And
bar.
it was a bar
with like
that-
a 10 by 10 dance floor.
Yeah, that like had club lighting.
Uh-huh.
And my parents, like each night except the last one, I think, stayed till close.
Yeah.
It was like just them and Joel at some points. And they were just there. Like, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to carry the boats.
Because they knew how to pace themselves.
Yeah.
They're not going
yeah.
crazy.
No.
And I'm up there and I'm on my 114th like cerveza and tequila whatever. I'm way out. I passed out that night that Nolan.
One more shit cocktail, brother.
AJ.
Light.
Nice. But yeah, they were a fan favorite for sure, and they were holding it down at the club. There was one song that came on, I forget, and it ended up being me and your dad, like arm over arm, and we're like dancing, singing it at the club. And then it was me, him, Mason, and Joel, I think, like arm over arm. That was a fun moment. Your mom was there dancing too. That was fun. And then the wedding, Kenny had that tequila moment, which was great. And then I'm so happy. Your dad wanted nothing more during this entire trip. Even more than to see Dalton get married. It's a lie. He wanted to go to Cabo Wabo.
Oh, yeah.
And your dad got to go to Cabo Wabo.
He did.
Cabo Wabo is an incredibly fun thing to say. But Cabo Wabo is a bar cantina that is right off of the resort. It was in the town. It was just in Cabo. With like live music and I guess some like really like well-known food there and stuff. And Maya was all about it because for the first day we got there for like 30 minutes, she was like, Cabo Wabo, Cabo Wabo. And so
That's
that was
how they
on
get
her
you.
mind, literally. Same with Oshawott. That's all it reminds me of.
Well, it was founded by Sammy Hagar, who's the vocalist for Van Halen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why he wanted to fucking
Yes,
go.
yes,
Oh, no
exactly.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
He wanted
missing
to go
a
to
huge.
the Cabo Wabo.
I'm missing a huge piece of the puzzle.
Van Halen's his favorite band.
I did not know that.
Mhm.
No way.
Yeah.
And it's okay. So
When we were in the airport going down one of the escalators, the big ass poster for Cabo Wabo had Sammy Hagar holding like tequila. And it's like, hell yeah, dude. Fuck it. Why not? Just fucking make a cantina in Mexico.
fuck yeah, I had no idea.
I'm going to start saying that. If I had Sammy Hagar money.
Right, Cabo Wabo money. That's no shit. All right, that makes sense. I just thought it was a place that he thought looked cool, and it was on his mind.
Oh, no, he did research. He
Yeah.
he knew about that place before he ever stepped foot in Cabo.
That's so real. Of course, only Kenny would. That makes so much sense. All right, well, now I'm even triple happy that he went.
Oh,
So
yeah.
good for him.
He got his merch. I think he got like a shirt and
Yeah, he was wearing it the last
a
day.
mug or something. Oh, yeah.
At the airport, he was wearing his Cabo Wabo shirt.
The perfect fucking tourist exit, dude. You're
Bro.
you're like sunburnt. You're in a Cabo Wabo t-shirt and flip flops in the airport.
Yep.
Just sitting there.
Getting your
1,000
I
yard
survived
gaze.
Cabo hat. Pretty impressive.
Yeah. But I don't know. Outside of that, I'm kind of cool ending it here.
Yeah,
I don't know
man.
if you got any final remarks. I'm excited for Chloe to listen to this episode. I don't know if Dalton ever listens, but I know Chloe listens.
Chloe, I love you so much.
And
Thank you for one of the best weeks of my life, filled with nothing but love and constant laughter and constant drinking and watching you two get married and everything. And I know that she stressed to the max in getting this planned and sorted for several months. And as an attendee and as someone who was part of the wedding, I think it was perfect. I think it was beautiful.
Yeah. Flawless.
And I think it's going to be something that we talk about for many years to come. It's one of the new events.
yes, yeah. There was never a single point in the entirety of the week where I was worried, where I was like, oh, things aren't looking good. Like, I really hope this like plays out the right way. Everything went smooth. I don't know how. I don't know what meticulous level of planning it took leading up to the moment, but home run, all of you guys. The guy who officiated the wedding. When he told everyone to close their eyes and vibrate as one, that definitely was a moment for sure.
Oh,
that was the only thing that broke me.
I totally forgot about that, dude. Yeah. He had us close our eyes for so long.
Close your eyes. I know they're still open. Close them. You're a naughty boy.
Them.
You're a naughty boy. Close your eyes.
Touch the person next to you. Touch them.
Further up their thigh.
Further up their thigh.
It's only weird if you make it weird.
I totally forgot that happened, and
he was great. Like for the other,
he was fantastic. But he had us close our eyes for like a noticeable amount of time, and was talking about energy and vibrations.
Be in the moment.
Yes.
Feel this. Take a deep breath. Now take another. Here go two more for y'all,
dude. And I think at one point I looked over at Anthony Robles, and I was like, "Are you climaxing?" I feel like I'm getting really close right now.
All right, guys, before we say I do, time for the group come. We specifically didn't sit you next to family. Yeah, it was really weird. And then at one point, when our eyes are closed, he's like, now I want you to feel the vibrations. And now I want you to vibrate as one. And I was like, and then I went back to crying.
It's an app on his phone, all of us.
I know the chairs. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
He's going to come over to you.
How come he gets the cool one? All right, well.
I think that's about it. I don't know what else to say.
Story time episode, dude.
That was our Mexico Cabo trip. It was a lot of fun. I definitely have the itch to go explore some other countries now and do trips that aren't really focused on just the resort.
Right. Exactly,
although I have no beef with it because the resort was fun and it was all free. But yeah, Japan, you're I don't want to say next up because I don't know, but you are definitely a priority. You're in the crosshairs.
I feel like a fucking Reddit mod saying you want to go to Japan. I'm going to go to Japan.
Japan, you are in the crosshairs.
You're in the crosshairs, you little white boy.
Writing it in my death note. It means it's absolutely certain. But yeah, I have the itch now for sure. But it was fun. They got me to get my passport. And again, dude, how lucky I am to go and see my best friends get married to each other and be there with all of my best friends and my girlfriend and just experience literally like a Windows desktop wallpaper getaway.
Yeah.
So
I apologize if this enacts FOMO to people who weren't there. Plan one yourself, you know? Get away.
Get cooler friends.
Get cooler friends.
I don't know what to tell you, big dog.
Get your bag up.
Don't worry. Next time I'm on, we'll transition back into I'll talk about Pokemon and riots and the new Xbox showcase, and then we'll talk about new Instagram brain rot.
You know what? Fuck it, dude. I got another 2 hours in me. What are your thoughts on immigration?
Fucking what is it? What's the fucking song? That meme comes from.
Don't do this to me. Don't do this now. You got this.
I know. In the fucking middle of the podcast, it's the fucking co-writer of Seinfeld. I almost said I think you should leave. No, it's not It's Always Sunny. Fuck you guys. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
There you, oh yeah.
Yeah, where it just ends abruptly. Someone asks a question like that. Like,
oh no, that's fucking Seinfeld also. Oh god, we're both so stupid.
oh my god, man. I'm still drunk. No, it's the Curb Your Enthusiasm where somebody will ask him, they'll ask Larry, like, what are your thoughts on immigration? And he's like, and then it cuts and it goes,
Yeah, I recognize it.
well,
But I couldn't repeat it back to you.
That's fine. I'm really good at sound effects. So it's
yeah.
definitely a you issue.
And I'm really good at outros. Well, this was episode 20 fucking something. I don't even know at this point, and I'm not even going to look it up. Thank you all for being here. I hope this was entertaining. I hope this was worth the slice of your day. And it's good to be back. So,
Thanks for having me on, man.
hell yeah.
I missed it.
Hell yeah.
I love you guys so much. I think about you. What should they comment if they made it this far? What should they comment?
Hey, man, use your safe word. I don't care, whatever.
Ooh. Comment baby bird.
All right.
Comment baby bird for me.
Oh, God.
If you made it this far in the video.
Baby bird for me.
Baby bird for me. That would be crazy out of context. Just a whole Instagram comment
Dude,
section.
your mom commented baby bird for me on your podcast?
No. But all right, guys. Until next time. Sorry for always coming in here and mucking things up. But go out there and hurt people.
Bye.